The top-flight Italian football game between Juventus and Napoli descended into chaos on Sunday when Napoli failed to turn up. After 2 team members tested positive this week for coronavirus, Napoli say they were ordered not to travel by the local health authority. However, the Football League refused to call the game off.
Should we have a look at the papers this morning? The Guardian's seen leaked government documents which suggest a new 3-tier lockdown is planned for England. The paper says this is potentially paving the way for harsher restrictions, including the closure of pubs and a ban on all social contact outside household groups. And the picture shows some of the 43,000 runners who completed a virtual London marathon in the rain yesterday.
The Daily Telegraph reports that more than 15,000 positive coronavirus cases have become lost in the test and trace computer system. We'll talk about that this morning. They say a 10-day delay means thousands of people who've been exposed to the virus have not been told to self-isolate. You can see there, President Trump is the main picture. He continues to receive treatment for Covid-19. They're reporting about the doctors revealing that his oxygen levels dropped for 2 days running.
The Mirror's headline is Horror at the Movies, as the paper reports that up to 5,500 Cineworld staff could lose their jobs. It comes after the cinema chain announced it will close all of its 127 cinemas next week.
That's something that Nina is looking at this morning for us. And also online, New York Times reports on President Trump's surprise outing from his hospital bed. The paper says Mr. Trump is seeking to dispel any perception of weakness, but updates from his doctors could suggest his condition is more serious than initially described. There have been some conflicting reports about the condition of the president over the last few days.
Yeah.
We're going to be, what have you got? What would you like
This is an amazing story.
to
This is the explorer and author Robin Hanbury-Tenison. There he is. He got really ill in early March at the age of 83 with Covid-19. He was given a 20% chance of survival, and he ended up on a ventilator. And 7 months later, here he is, now 84. He's celebrated his recovery by climbing the highest peak in Cornwall and also raising more than £400,000 for Cornwall, a healing garden at the Royal College, Cornwall Hospital in Truro. So well done him. Happy
I might
days.
come back to this later, but according to the Daily Mirror, 1 in 6 of us would consider moving to Mars if it was possible. More on that throughout the programme.
I'm not one.
Transport for London has said the cab company Ola can no longer operate in London after it was found more than 1,000 passengers had been picked up by unlicensed drivers. TfL says the company is not fit and proper to hold a private hire licence. Ola has 3 weeks to appeal. A restaurant in Ilford has been fined £1,000 for serving a burger 4 minutes after the 10 p.m. curfew. The Met Police say they spoke with staff at BIMS on a number of occasions and fined the venue for community safety reasons. The restaurant has criticised the decision.
They could have been a bit more lenient, and they could have just gone in there and explained to the staff, look, you made a mistake here, you shouldn't have served them, you should have asked them to leave because it was going to take you past 10 o'clock. And that verbal warning would have been absolutely fine, and I'm sure the staff would have taken that on board, and in future they wouldn't serve somebody so close to the deadline.
The Royal Opera House is planning to sell a David Hockney portrait to try and raise money to protect its future. It's due to go up at Christie's later this month and could go for as much as £18 million.